Hello ladies and gents, and welcome. In today's video, I'm going to do a bit of an overview of all the mods and give you some of my thoughts on them, because I've had most of them on there for just under 1,000 miles or so now, and there is actually a few mods that you guys haven't seen yet that a few eagle-eyed viewers have pointed out from thumbnails and things like that. So let's just get into it. Let's start on the front end. So one of the first things you wouldn't have seen yet in a video is this LED headlight upgrade. Performance-wise, this is very good. It is significantly brighter than the standard one. I'll show you it quickly. That's your running light, and then that's your dipped beam, and then that's your full beam. So it is significantly brighter than the standard one, and it looks really cool as well, but there are some quality issues. For instance, I can see here there's a little bit of silicone sort of seeping into the main housing bit, and the bolts that are used to hold it all together are not of a reasonable grade. They've already started to corrode, and I keep my bike very clean. What I think I would do is replace the bolts, put an OEM pin on it, and then it's kind of ready to go. That's what I have done. It's got the OEM plug on it. Yeah, the jury's still out on that. I'm going to keep testing it, see how I get on with it. Then we've got these smoked out LED indicators. Haven't got a single complaint about those. They're very cheap, really bright. If they break, you can replace them for really low cost. I think it's like £10 for a set of them. Then if we move up a bit, we've got the knockoff bark busters from AliExpress. Now this is one part that I wholeheartedly would recommend. Incredible quality for the price. Less than £20, I think, and they are proper robust. They look good. I know if I drop the bike, they're going to save the levers, which is nice and reassuring. Significantly cheaper than anything out there, really, and not much compromise on quality. I mean, some of the bolts are starting to corrode a little bit. That seems to be a bit of a common theme with the cheaper stuff, but otherwise, the main steel structure and stuff is really, really good. You guys wouldn't have seen yet, but these are the current mirrors. These are bar end mirrors. I machined the weighted bar ends down on a lathe. I've got some pictures I can throw up now, which are now a press fit onto the weighted bar ends. So I got to retain the weighted bar ends, and it's kind of like an OEM fit. I found with the other mirrors that I tried, the folding ones, the vibrations were really bad and the quality wasn't quite there. This, function-wise and aesthetics, I'm really happy with. I think off-road, if I drop it, it's quite likely that I'm going to break them. But where I've positioned it, it's quite far inboard, and they are on a ball pivot. So hopefully they would bend in, but maybe not. But they look the part, and the visibility is amazing. So I'm really happy with these. For everything, I'm going to put links in the description this time. Lots of people were asking for links last time. I'll make sure that we've got them for everything. You wouldn't have seen yet, but I've also got Hitchcock's adjustable levers for the brake and clutch. I really like these. They're machined really nicely. The purchase is slightly better, I think, in terms of how your hand grips them, and they look a lot better. I didn't buy them though. They actually came with the bike, courtesy of the previous owner, but he hadn't fit them, so I fit those, and they're great. I've also got a cheap CarPlay unit. Now, there's going to be a dedicated video on this, so I won't get too much into it now, but let's just say it's not really worth buying a £30 AliExpress CarPlay unit. We've got the Rhino Walk tail bag. Now, this is kind of unfortunate, because I really like this bag. I like its functionality and everything, but the zip has failed on one side, so I can't really recommend it in good conscience. The hardware seems to be the point where these companies skimp, and in the instance of this bag, it is the zip, which is a problem, but I'm going to fix it, and I'll keep it. We've got the Power Rage exhaust here. Oh, I love this exhaust. It sounds really good. The quality is really nice. I like how it replicates the design of the original, but just smaller and slightly more refined, also retaining the original heat shields. One thing that I absolutely love is the fact that it's got a proper bracket mounting it. A lot of the aftermarket exhausts, they have like a band that holds them on, and I think it just looks rubbish, and it's not a good solution. This is a much better solution, a proper big stainless steel bracket welded to the side of it. Looks awesome, sounds awesome, quality's nice. I would recommend it. From what I've seen from the slip-on exhausts, I personally think this is the best one, and they're not that expensive. The Continental TKC80s, absolutely brilliant. I've done loads of road miles on them, which isn't really typical for me. I've just had some family stuff to deal with and things like that, so I've done some long road trips. They are actually really good on the road. They're not noisy at all. They're good in the wet, because this is like the only dry morning we've had for ages. It just constantly rains at the moment, as I'm sure you're all going through as well. So yeah, lots of wet road miles on them. They've been brilliant. I think I'm happy with all the mods that I've done. And the ones that I wasn't happy with, I've removed, like the mirrors that I originally had. It's been good. The bike's so versatile. Just use it for anything. It's good on back roads. It's good on, green lanes. It's awesome. A few people have pointed out that the bike is missing the fork gaiters, which we're going to rectify now. Let's get those fork gaiters on, and then hopefully we'll be able to get out for a quick ride as well, if you guys want to join me for that. So let's crack on. Morning, mate.
I did 2 trips, one to Thailand and one into the Himalayas.
Oh, awesome.
On an Enfield. It's quite amazing.
It was like all inclusive with like accommodation and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
And your bags are then in a truck kind of thing that follow on, and you go from place to place. But I mean, the scenery is just.
I bet it's amazing. Yeah, otherworldly. I bet.
Yeah, incredible. Yeah, but
nice.
Great bikes, though, aren't they?
Yeah, but I've only had this one a few months, but yeah, I've been riding it quite a lot.
Yeah.
It's good.
But they're very reliable.
So yeah.
Good.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Enjoy your day.
Thank you, mate. You have a good one. That's a great thing about bikes. You always have those awesome interactions. Oh, centre stands are great. Main reason I've been putting off putting these dust boots back on is that I haven't really been looking forward to the prospect of having to drop the fork legs out just to do it. 12mm for the caliper bolts. Recently, of all the Himalayan videos, I've had a really good reception from you guys and gained lots of subscribers and stuff. So if you're new here, thank you for joining me, and thank you everyone that's been watching the videos. I appreciate it a lot. It's pretty awesome to get such good feedback recently. Let me know down in the comment section what kind of stuff you want to see. I have dust covers, the OE ones. Hopefully the OE ones aren't rubbish. I have heard people say they don't last very long, so we may be doing this job again soon. I'm going to give the stanchions a nice good clean. Don't want moisture trapped under there, because it's going to make our fork legs rust. Right. Oh, cool. Let's get this bike back together. The sun's out. I want to go for a ride, man. Back in the yokes you go, my friend. That is looking pretty good. Get our caliper back down again. Right, we've corrected that wrong. Then one nice little finishing touch, which is these, which pop on there. If you want to make these, it's 40mm tubing. Got it from Tool Station, I think. Cut down to 177mm, and then just slice down the middle. I made them on the lathe just because it gives a slightly nicer edge.
On the M25 in Surrey, it's going on to be Littleport because of the police investigation. In South Yorkshire, in
Let's stick them on, see how they look. It will add to the whole blacked out aesthetic of the bike. Stick it on. Easy as that. And if you want me to make you a pair, I'll leave a link in the description for you to buy some if you want. It's a way of supporting the channel, I suppose. Yeah, I think that's pretty awesome. All blacked out. So the bike looks the part. Let's get out and see if we can get it dirty on some green lanes. Let's go. So I managed to get out on my bike and explore some lanes without getting rained on. It's worth noting that modifying bikes and tinkering on bikes is super fun, but riding them is even better. I hope you've all managed to get out on your bikes. Despite the terrible weather, I will catch you on the next one.